Mutus.
So you have now entered this room, and you see along the walls 6 mirrors, and on the floor another note.
Mutus, please read the note.
Oh, great. Another death trap.
Eat us. Please read us the note.
Is that the noise he makes?
Yes, that's been the noise I've been making for him for a long time, guys.
I don't know. It's very disturbing.
All right, so it sounds like that to you, but Matthew, you hear, "Stand before the mirrors and face your fears, for often that which helps us most first causes many tears."
I translate that to everyone. This sounds fun.
Oh.
Oh joy, now the real fun begins.
Great. All right, well, might as well. I pick this mirror. There's one mirror in this corner.
Yeah, Emily goes to the one that's closest to her.
Okay.
I suppose I'll take this one.
Okay.
Go over here.
What was the name of the gypsy woman we were helping?
Calliope.
I'm curious about something. Just curious. So I'm going to use one sec. Disguise myself as her just to see what happens.
Okay.
Do you think it would be able to see through illusions? If not, that's a really good idea.
I mean, I'm just gonna shrug and say I tried. I'm not expecting anything to work, but
That's the thing. Well, it's he can do it at will without expending a spell slot. At the very least, it is worth a shot.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
because,
Try.
because there's no cost.
Yeah, sure. Go for
yeah,
it.
and Matthew's just gonna shrug and be like, "Oh well, it was worth a shot." That is what he will argue with it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Katie. I will let you do this part.
Hang on, I just sent you another note that is important.
Got it.
Now I'm afraid.
All right, you're good.
All right. So as you all stand in front of the mirrors, everybody suddenly rippling into existence are the images of your human selves. And Matthew, you are looking at Matthew, so the mirror is able to see through your disguise.
Worth a shot.
Oh my goodness. I have legs again.
But as you look, you notice something weird. For each face, instead of your normal eyes, they are nothing but black pits. And I need everybody to roll a dexterity save.
Okay. Alex, you can skip this. You've been getting nat 20s this whole time.
No, it still needs to. But this
Okay.
time he doesn't have advantage on it.
Ah, okay.
Uh-oh.
Dexterity.
You're
You
so
still
fine.
get the nat 20!
You're so talented.
No!
What happened?
All right. So, as like,
Oh no.
wait a minute. Ari, did you roll for Hazel?
I have not rolled for Hazel yet. Sorry, I was fiddling around and doing other things. Okay.
No worries.
I am so
Wait, I just
screwed.
realized something. If Hazel's a vampire, shouldn't she not have a reflection?
That's why she's
That's
able to
got a
see her
point.
human self. Okay. All of a sudden, the reflections reach out through the mirror to reach out and try to grab you. Everybody manages to take a step back except for Emily, whose reflection latches onto her claw and starts pulling her through the mirror. No! In order to save her, you gotta roll. Everyone has to roll a strength check.
Oh no.
Oh,
Run up to her for...
Alexander.
Wait, can I use the spell again?
Okay, so Cyrus did it first. Cyrus sees what's going on with Emily and rushes over
Yeah.
to
Oh, no, you don't.
help her.
And
This pooch is not for abducting.
And with that, it was a really good roll. Good job.
yeah, very good roll.
You managed to pull Emily free.
Oh,
Glaring at all of you, each of the reflections step
I don't want
through
to
the
frickin' I keep dragging the mirror. I can't.
Here, I'll
That's
back
okay.
up.
Thank you.
Thank
I can't.
each,
Back up.
and glaring at all of you, each of the human reflections step through the mirror into your world. Now, everybody, roll initiative.
No
boy.
way.
Oh,
Oh,
this will be interesting.
no, we have to fight ourselves? Are you?
Mhm.
Shadow. Come on,
Big
Emily.
shadow
This
self. We'll
will
do
be
better later.
therapeutic.
Oh, shut up, Peter!
I was saying that in character.
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
I'm sorry, though.
I will have to give a shout out to Jeremy who came up with the idea of the mirrors.
Oh wait, mine didn't show up. Hang on a second.
Wow, he's the one who
Jeremy?
did? Oh.
Oh yeah, that's why I kept trying to talk to Jeremy, babe.
Who is that?
My older brother.
Oh.
Ah,
Was he
freaking!
in the vlogs at one point? Because I think I've seen him then.
Yeah, he plays Whisper in Lost Island. He also played JoJo, and he was also the designer of the Labyrinth for Welcome to the Show.
Cool.
Oh,
Okay. No, not that one. Why do I always mess it up? Okay. So everybody has rolled. Emily, you are first.
I cannot believe I'm about to hit myself.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Using claws. Obviously there's no claws, so I just use that.
Okay. Oh, actually, you know what? I need. Are you using any of these pieces of paper? Nope, this is a test page. I'm fine then.
So can we technically kill these things, or?
It's highly encouraged to kill.
So Emily, you miss yourself. Well,
Okay.
What's your AC?
My AC is 18.
Well, you rolled a 15.
Oh. Literally are fighting ourselves here. Okay,
Yep. And now.
alright. Wait, do I not get another attack? Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, go ahead. You get, you need your bonus, don't you? You have your bonus action and your movement.
I didn't do a movement, so.
Brain, I think we usually, if you don't do a movement, you can do an extra attack. Do we?
I am allowing that.
Okay.
I'm allowing it.
Okay, then I'm gonna go for nom nom.
Okay, that worked. But now,
Oh, fudge!
your mirror self did that to you.
I'm not good. How much damage now?
16.
I'm in trouble. I'm in a lot of trouble. Okay.
we are going to die.
Just ignore the health bars over them because I have to do those manually because it's still connected to your character sheets, kind of. Because you remember how like we had that issue beforehand with the rolls not going through because there were duplicates. This is also why. So I just had to kind of take your images. Anyways,
Dude, she just took out half my health, guys.
next, Matthew.
Naturally realizing how much luck I've been having this round, I'm going to target myself first.
Okay.
So Being the warlock that I am, I'm just going to Eldritch Blast.
Who are
And
you Eldritch blasting?
myself. Well, not like myself. Myself, copy me. And my armor class is 14, so it does not do anything. I'm gonna end my turn there. Also, I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick.
Okay. Well, while you do so, your mirror self gets you.
Gets a very good. Wait, actually. No.
No?
When it loads. It's gonna load twice now. Oh. Right. Yeah, no.
Nice! Yeah!
It's a reverse Uno.
Okay, it's
a
spell
reversal.
fails and have no effect. Good job.
Nice job.
Alright.
He hits no.
Alright, next up. Cyrus.
Oh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Actually, I completely believe it. Well, I might as well get this out of the way. I never liked that haircut anyway!
Actually,
What?
Cyrus, that your mirror self melts back into the mirror and disappears.
Oh, that is cheating!
Was that your biggest fear, your haircut?
Can my warlock Matthew, Douglas, I don't know if you have Arcana or not, but whoever has Arcana, roll an Arcana check.
Yeah, whoever
I
has
have
training in
1
Arcana.
point Arcana, so I could try. Let me see. Here we go.
Bliss, if you can roll the Arcana check for
Not bad.
I'll roll Matthew's Arcana check. One
Yeah,
second.
yeah. I don't know how long he's gonna be, so.
Okay, I'll just roll it really quick and then we'll stop for a second to let him come back so that we can tell him what happened.
Okay.
Oh.
Ari roared.
Ari
Rolled
roared.
an Arcana check for Matthew because we needed it.
Got it. Oh, they had me roll one for.
You rolled.
They
a,
rolled one
You
for you.
rolled a really good one, so I'm gonna wait until you get
And
back
you
to
rolled a
tell you
really
what
good-
happened.
And
So-
she's gonna tell you what happened.
Awesome.
Are you back?
I am back. Yes.
Okay. So what happened was Cyrus said something that he didn't like about himself, and the mirror image went away.
Huh?
It seems like these mirror images may dissipate when you come to terms about with something that you don't like about yourself.
Yes! That was totally the plan the whole time!
I mean, I'm an asshole, so
Was that in character or out?
in character.
See ya.
Nicely done.
Bam.
Cyrus,
Magic.
you moved, but you didn't do any other actions. Do you have another action you want to do?
Right now I'm just completely dumbfounded, but I believe I'm going to provide some inspiration
Okay.
Okay.
for our dear wolf lady, because she needs it more than I do.
Okay. She is now inspired.
So apparently these reflections respond to self-esteem issues.
You can put it that way.
Kind of. That wasn't
I feel
quite
there's
how I
po-
thought it was going to sound.
I feel this is supposed to be poetic, yet I'm utterly done with this night.
Same.
Alright. Alexander, you're up.
Alexander hears that. He walks up to his copy of himself and looks him up and down and says, "You're afraid. You don't really like yourself right now.
Ooh.
You blame yourself for What happened to that? What happened to that little girl? And that was a decision that you made, and you're afraid that you're gonna make another choice like that. You're afraid you're gonna lead them down a path of destruction.
Your mirror image starts to cry and then melts back into the mirror.
Alexander just kind of wraps his wings around him and just hangs his head.
Have they invented therapists in this time period? Because I think we're all gonna need one.
No, Sigmund Freud wasn't around for another 200 or so years.
Understatements!
Alright. Alexander, are you going to do anything else?
No. He's just going to stand there, solemn.
Alright. Hazel. You are far too much of a coward. You just let your mom and dad tell you whatever let them tell you what they want you to do, but you don't even know what you want to do. You don't have an opinion of your own. And now you just want blood. That's even scarier. When you get home, you're going to tell your parents what you want. Hazel's mirror image nods, looking resolute, melts back into the mirror.
Douglas walks up to his mirror clone, looks him in the black void eyes that he has, and immediately triggers the memory that he remembers every night. He looks at him. He looks at him and says, "Cold, dark, alone. Couldn't help them. Gone forever. But friends here now. Keep friends safe. Keep friends warm. Never abandon friends again. Say more words. Be strong. Be warm. Forever."
This little Douglas kind of curls in on himself, but nods and dissipates back into the mirror. Emily, you are much bloodier now, but what do you do?
Like, you could see myself burying my teeth. I am raising my claw up, like, I just want to smack the living crap out of her. And then she punches the wall. You are so stupid. You think you have to be in control of everything. You have to be in charge. You have to tell people are wrong. You have to keep everything in line in order for everything to succeed. But you know what? We're just a kid. We don't have to be in control. We don't have to be the mother of everybody. We can have fun. Okay to be a kid. Okay to have fun. It's okay. She looks to Matthew, Alex, and everybody else. It's okay to rely on others. So stop being so stubborn.
The mirror Emily smiles, tries to pat you on the shoulder, but you notice it just kind of goes through you and steps back in. Encounter over. And out from the ceiling pops one more key.
Hazel,
Yes?
I got an owie.
Okay, I'm coming. 1 second.
That was probably the most pathetic way I could have asked for help.
That went a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be, so.
Okay,
I
so
kind of feel bad. I just made a random comment, and then everyone else got to be more prophetic.
well, it's supposed to be something that you don't like about yourself.
Yeah,
Didn't have to be anything big.
I think that's kind of just. I think that goes well with Cyrus's character though, because he's so whimsical, and it's like I would think, why would he hate himself? He's such a cool guy. Well, okay.
Maybe he just has few regrets.
Yeah, he's
I
very.
definitely regret that haircut.
There's the haircut. I love it.
Okay, so cure wounds. So Hazel uses the Staff of Healing to cast Cure Wounds at level 2, so that would be 2d8 plus her spellcasting ability.
I need all of the healths.
Oh wow, that's my. Oh boy, that's pretty good actually.
And what was I going to say? Douglas actually looks to Emily and speaks probably his first full sentence in a long time. You're a strong, great, wonderful friend, Emily. And I'm glad you're here with me.
Emily leans down and hugs Douglas. I know, Douglas. I know, and I thank you for that. I just need to remember once in a while that I'm just a kid too, just like you. And it's okay to rely on others.
I have healed. Hazel has healed Emily for 16.
Well, I'm back at full health then. Wow.
Yep.
Boom.
That
Nice.
staff of healing was useful, huh?
Extremely useful. Thank you. Gracias, amiga.
Gracias, señorita.
Now, ándale.
So now the key is sitting right here. Who's gonna grab it?
Hmm.
And it goes to this door over here.
Yeah,
That
I'm imagining
Leonardo-
Cyrus is going to grab it since he.
Since he voiped, yes.
Since I am the conqueror, I'll carry the burden of this unlocking instrument.
What's behind door number 3?
Let us find out, shall we? He puts the key in. He jiggles it a bit. He gets frustrated when it doesn't open at first. And it's still not working.
Hang on, sorry, had to
Fiddle
with it.
That was good. Nice roleplay there.
So you guys walk into this room, and it is completely empty. Suddenly, a wall slides open to reveal. Let me see if I can put him on the layer. Did that work? Yes, it did.
I got it.
Pentaface. He is currently wearing his happier face and begins to clap gleefully. Well done, friends! You have completed the funhouse! He turns his head to the scared look. We hope you didn't find it too challenging.
Aside from a few bruises, physically and emotionally, I think we came through it mostly unscathed.
That's wonderful. Oh, that is so relieving to hear.
Ordinarily, I'd commend a man for his showmanship. But for tonight, I'll make an exception.
were supposed to find something.
Yeah.
It was a.
Go ahead.
It was. We're looking for a spell from someone. She doesn't want to say who it's for in case he's not on their side.
Pentaface reaches into his coat and pulls out a scroll. He walks over to Hazel and hands it to her.
But you had the scroll. You had the spell the whole time.
Yeah. we just had.
Pentaface turned his face to the sassier side. You never asked for it.
And the self-reflection.
Yeah, Emily goes and stands behind Alexander's back and says, hold still for a minute. And then proceeds to face plant into his back and then like she's headbanging against the wall. Ow, 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 ow.
Can we have it now, please?
He hands it to Hazel. Then he turns his head to the anger face. Now scram, all of you. I need to set up the funhouse for the next round of visitors. Do you have any idea how long it takes to feed the hamsters that turn that rotating room? Hours! Ah!
Noted! Goodbye! Emily grabs Douglas's hand and runs.
All right. Is there a exit around here nearby?
The sliding wall over here.
Oh, good.
Still open.
Oh, good.
So,
Let's go, Douglas. I don't want to keep the five-faced man waiting. Let's go.
By the way, we killed the spider. Sorry.
You were
He
supposed
turns it
to.
to the sad face. It's okay. You were supposed to die.
God!
Let's go.
Sad.
Let's just go.
Let's go. Vámonos, Tabite!
I've had more than my fill of fun for 12 evenings.
All right. Outside of, at the bottom of the hill, you find Gulliver waiting for you. Did you get the spell?
We think we did.
Good. We have to move quickly. There isn't much time left. Back to the main square, and Lady Calliope is there waiting for you.
All right. It's while they're walking. Alexander's gonna move back in line to Matthew and says, "Hey, Matthew and Hazel. Hey, do you mind showing Matthew that scroll? I want to know what's in it."
Oh,
Scroll?
Sure. Alrighty, so hey Katie, do you remember what language it was supposed to be in?
We didn't write the spell in any particular language, but you can tell from
No, but-
looking at it.
Oh wait, Douglas can speak what Calliope speaks.
Yeah. So Douglas, are you gonna read what Calliope has? Read the spell?
Yes. So
'Cause he's
do I
the
need
only
to
one who
arcane
knows
as
the
well?
language.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
Well, he used comprehend languages, so.
Oh right.
Got it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So spells, comprehend, and there we go.
You read the spell, and it is very clearly the spell that you've been looking for.
This is the one.
It is called at the top. It says Eleutheria's Wish, which you remember is the title of what it needs to of the spell that Calliope sent you for.
All right. The title's true, but what exactly does the spell do?
Hey, Katie, do you remember what the translation for this was?
No, I don't. Basically, it's basically the way the wording is, it unbinds you from the carnival.
Oh.
All right.
Gulliver stops in his tracks. This is as far as I can be able to take you.
All right. Thank you
The
for
thing
your
is,
help.
the thing is, now that you have the rest of the ingredients, I gotta do whatever I can to keep Thalia and Melpomene away from you. I can't guarantee I can hold them off for very long, but I might be able to buy you some time. And as he's about to pull away, he looks at you all and gives what as best of a smile as a skull can. Good luck, children. I have to say, out of all the lost souls those witches have tried to ensnare, you lot are some of the brightest and fiercest. I won't forget you. Then, kicking the sides of his horse, he turns and runs off in the other direction.
We won't forget you either. We won't forget anything now.
I hope not. But also, I kind of don't want to remember this. I don't know. I'm very mixed.
Let's go. Let's just go. No more time.
The music keeps going. Why? Stop that. All right. As you come back to the square, you see Calliope standing over the bubbling cauldron, waiting for you.
Should we? Oh, completely forgot to take off the turn order. Turn orders.
There we go.
Cheese and crackers. I am not here today.
That's okay. I wasn't here earlier.
I'm not here at all.
I wasn't here yesterday.
I'm barely here.
So you all come running into the clearing with the 3 remaining ingredients. Calliope turns to you. Excellent work, my little monsters. It has been so very long since anyone has come out of the funhouse alive.
Please don't call us that.
I will remember that for next time. And what is more important, though, you have retrieved your freedom. Give me the final ingredients, please. It is time. First, the memory potion. She pulls out from her satchel 7 little bottles of a clear liquid and hands them to each of you. Drink up. This will help you retain your memories.
Hazel's just like, just get me out of here. And she gulps down the drink in one go. Oh.
As she drinks the potion, there is a sweet taste that instantly fills her mouth, and a warm, comforting feeling surrounds her, like someone has wrapped a soft blanket around her.
Oh, it's kind of nice. It feels like Christmas.
I'm going to be honest. Last time we ate something around here, it did this to us, but we don't really have time to be suspicious, do we?
But the
Not
last
really.
time,
The sun rises in about 10. The sun rises in about 10 minutes, so I would drink up quickly if you wish to leave.
Yep.
And the last time Miss Calliope gave us something, it made us feel better. Remember?
Yeah. So he just bottoms up.
As everyone, I'm assuming, is drinking the memory potion, Calliope takes 6 mugs and fills it with, after she had put in the ingredients, she fills it with this bubbling, oozy liquid and hands them to each of you. It should taste better than it looks. At least, I hope. As you drink, I will say the spell over you. It must be one by one, as the spell and the potion must be taken at the same time, quickly, before we are discovered. I don't know how long Gulliver can be able to hold her off.
All right. I'll go first, I guess.
She walks over to you, and as you taste the potion, it tastes like molten treacle mixed with salted caramel. It's pretty sickly sweet and very, very sticky, and it catches in your throat and makes you cough.
All right.
And as she's reading the spell, your stony form starts to fall away from your body to reveal who you are before.
Okay. I didn't have that ready. Give me a minute.
Oops.
All right. Give me a second while you do that on everybody, okay?
Yes. So she goes to Matthew and hands him his cup. Drink up, spider boy.
Does he does the sip like, and that's nobody's business sip.
And she says the spell. The legs begin to fall off, and you're back to your human self. She heads over to Douglas and Chester, then takes a quick look at Chester. She quickly runs back to the cauldron and pulls out a small thimble and scoops some of the potion into the thimble. Then she runs back to Douglas and Chester, handing the cup to Douglas and the thimble to Chester. This should be enough for you, little one.
Okay. Sorry, I have to...
Sorry, my mic wasn't on. Hang on a second.
No worries.
I was going to say, this time Chester actually looks at the potion and is a little weary of it, but Douglas, with a confident smile, looks over to Chester and gives him a nice big nod, and Chester gives him a nod back. They dink it and sink it.
And as you do that, your gills close up on your neck, and you can feel the scaly skin fall away to reveal the sweet little dimple boy that we all know and love. And Chester, as Chester drinks, 4 of the 8 legs fall off, and his body begins to elongate, and a bushy tail appears. He's back to his little squirrel form.
And Chester actually tries one last time to do the spider weaving web thing, which he can't. But then Douglas looks over to him and says, "Hey," and then he knits a small little bit with his needles. "I could teach you."
I almost forgot he was a squirrel.
Yes, he was a squirrel. Calliope hands a mug to Emily.
Sorry, this is taking forever, guys. I apologize.
That's good.
Which is
Just
why
pretend you don't see anything.
Use your imagination. She hands the mug to Emily. I believe you'll feel a little more comfortable, or at least a little less exposed than you do now.
Emily smiles and for once trustingly accepts the cup and hooks it down. Please have clothes. Please have clothes. Please have clothes.
She has clothes.
And the fur begins to fall away. And for a second, you start getting a little worried, but you appear back to normal and fully clothed.
It's okay. My pants grew back too. It was great.
Matthew, when I get my hands on you, she just starts laughing.
Notice you said hands instead of claws.
Then she goes over to Cyrus, and she gives him his mug and says, ready to have normal legs, ghosty boy?
No, I've been moaning about it all evening because I miss being able to float. Give me! Please.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
There's a little white in there.
Helps it go down easier.
Yes.
Ow.
You look down at your hands, and you see skin and flesh and muscle and tissue begin to grow back, and your legs materialize beneath you. You are now back to your normal human form.
Aha! I'm glorious again! Ha-cha-cha-cha! Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha! Ha-cha-cha! I really do hate this haircut.
Okay.
Calliope walks over to Hazel, but just as she's about to hand her her cup, a familiar green and purple smoke cloud appears. And if looks could kill, you'd all be dead from the looks that FinnThePony was giving you.
Guess so.
I am not pleased. Not in the slightest. Thalia begins to stomp the ground childishly.
No fair! No fair! No fair! Callie always tries to spoil our games!
FinnThePony rushes forward and grabs Calliope by the neck and lifts her into the air. Calliope is grabbing at the hand around her throat, but it is very tight. Melpomene brings her close to her face.
You've been a thorn in my side since the day you came into existence. I will do everything in my power to stop.
Melpomene squeezes, and Thalia childishly walks over.
Uh-oh, Father won't be pleased. Naughty, naughty Calliope. Thalia pushes Hazel out of the way so she can go towards Calliope.
If you weren't my sister, I would have killed you a long, long time ago. If I'm such a thorn, why don't you just kill me? You know why I can't do that. But still, I can't have you interfering anymore.
Melpomene suddenly rises into the air, Calliope still being held by the throat. Then with all of her strength, she throws Calliope into one of the stands.
No!
No.
You hear a sickening crack, and Calliope just is laying in a heap. And
Emily tries to rush over to her.
As does Alexander.
Both of you roll
Hazel,
wisdom.
Hazel, do
both
you
of
still
you
have
roll
the healing
wisdom
staff?
saves.
Uh-oh, wisdom saves. Got it. Oh god, I haven't taken a 1 on that. Ah!
Douglas
doesn't work.
runs.
Oh, it works. Holy crap.
Oh, did it work? Oh, okay.
It worked.
Emily, you are held in place. Alexander, you are also held in place.
Ugh.
They cast Hold Person.
Melpomene glares at Calliope's crumpled body.
Teresipa, Katsuya inutila.
Then Melpomene and Thalia turn their attention to all of you.
The scared little bunnies are gonna try and hop away.
Unfortunately,
Calliope just clears her throat.
they are useless to us with their current form.
Not
I
so.
can
do it.
Although there is one we can use. Not so fast, bunny.
Suddenly, black tendrils shoot out from Thalia's hand and grab onto Hazel and hold her towards Thalia. Thalia lifts them both to where Melpomene is, up in the air.
Hang on, I gotta.
Give her back!
The one little bunny I think we can use. Did I do good, Melly?
Yes, she won't be very useful to the carnival, but I'm sure Raphael will have some use for her.
Oh, goody! Raphael will be so pleased to meet her.
Hazel is struggling with all of her might, but she cannot escape these tendrils.
DMs, there's nothing me and Alex can do. Can we not roll another will save?
You can try.
Roll one more wisdom
Do we
save.
still have our spells? Is it just our forms that changed?
It's just your forms that changed. You still have a spell.
Oh, here we go.
Come on! Nope.
Nope, you are frozen.
All
Hang on
right.
just 1 second.
Nope.
Oh yes!
Well, he's not held in place, so he's good. So if you want to do something, go for it, Matthew.
Okay.
Oh, what level are we, by the way?
You're level 5.
Oh, fine, cool. Okay, then I'll do that.
Now,
Oh, wow. Arms of Hadar. So you're trying to basically counter tentacle.
Don't you dare.
Oh, cool. Okay.
What did I say? Beware the quiet ones.
Thalia, Melpomene waves her hand, and suddenly one of the tendrils wraps around Hazel's neck.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Douglas! Go for the witches!
Suddenly, Melpomene gives a wicked smile looking at you. And she says,
Time's up. Say hello to the morning.
no! As soon as Melpomene says this, the world slowly begins to disintegrate around you like sand as the first rays of daylight start to splash across. What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you put music.
I didn't mean to change it. Oh, I didn't mean to change the music. What music is supposed to be now?
No music, actually.
Okay, I'll turn it off then.
I got it. Thank you. Disintegrate as the world around you slowly begins to disintegrate as the rays of the first light start to splash across the carnival. Suddenly, you feel the ground give way beneath you, and you fall into black nothingness. Hazel gives out one last scream as she reaches from the clutches of Thalia's tendrils, but she melts away before your very eyes. Thalia's high-pitched cackle ringing in your ears. The fact that there was an echo was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You wake up to the morning light beaming into your eyes. You sit up to find that you're back in the clearing where you were having your Hallows Eve celebrations, huddled together seemingly for warmth or comfort. What do you do?
We gotta go back. We gotta find that place again. We gotta go back for Hazel.
Which way was it again?
I don't know. It's
I need everyone to roll a perception check. Oh, were you going to say something?
Can I try again? Come on.
Sure. I'll let you.
Please, come on.
I'll allow it. Wait, I gotta do that.
Roll again. I think you got stuck.
You think you're
I better
stuck,
not be
yeah.
stuck.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, that's better. Thank you.
Okay, so...
All right, so Cyrus, you hear a noise coming from this direction over here.
It.
And trotting into the clearing, you see a familiar equine.
The promised one returns!
Oh, there you are. Alexander immediately runs up to Oliver, just runs up to her, just starts stroking her face.
And suddenly, not far behind the horse, you see this guy. How do you put him onto the layer?
I got him.
Thank you.
You
see him. You see a man walk in, a very familiar man to Matthew. And he calls back,
Here, I found them. They're over here.
and pouring in, you see all of your families rushing in. From the looks of it, they had been searching the entire night for all of you. And quickly, as soon as McMahon calls out to you, each of them rushes forward to their child. Emily, where have you been?
No, Mom, we gotta go back for Hazel. We gotta go help her, please.
Matthew's wondering what happened to Mr. Binks.
I am sorry. I grabbed the wrong button. So
No, I know. I'm just having fun with it.
stop being
Nice.
a jerk. So Mr. Binks grabs Emily by the shoulders. Sweetie, you're not making sense. What happened? You've been out all night.
Hazel, witches, monsters.
Evil
we gotta go back.
carnivals!
Mr. and Mrs. Jefferson walk over. Alexander, you know better than to lead a bunch of children into the woods all night long.
Sorry, Mom. It's just it wasn't supposed to be all night.
Mr. Jefferson looks at you. Well, we're going to have a very stern talk once we get home. That's for certain.
Yes, Dad.
Miss Rachel, who doesn't look at all like Douglas does, but you know that she is one of the young women who works at the orphanage that Douglas lives in. Oh, Douglas, where have you been? I have been searching all night for you.
We all went to a carnival, and not all of us came back.
Carnival? What are you talking about? We haven't had the Hallows Eve Carnival in ages. Honey,
No,
you
no.
hit your head.
Monster Carnival. We were all monsters, and Hazel.
The gentleman that you all know as Hazel's father speaks up. Where's Hazel?
Father, please listen to me. Please, you have to believe me. There was a carnival here.
Alexander says, Emily, don't. We were attacked by some people. They took Hazel away.
Oh, no. No, my poor baby. Mrs. Wells starts breaking down crying. The pastor goes over to Alexander. What did they look like? We need to get wanted posters out immediately.
They were female. Long dresses. One had blonde hair, one had brown hair. They were skinny. They dressed very colorfully.
All right. Thank you. We will. You can see him trying to regain his composure because, he is a pillar of the community. He's supposed to be strong, but it is also his daughter that is missing.
And Mrs. Ferdinand just grabs Cyrus and just holds on to him tightly, just not letting him go. It's like, I'm never letting you go off like that again. Don't you scare me like that.
Choking, not breathing. Oxygen is an issue.
Mr. Ferdinand puts a hand on Mrs. Ferdinand's shoulder. Darling, you might want to let go of our son. He can't. He's turning blue.
Oh.
Lady!
She loosens her grip around his neck, but does not let go.
Lady!
Mrs. Wells, on the other hand, she is just fallen to the ground and is completely inconsolable. And moving. The towns of Salem spent 2 whole weeks scouring the forest in hopes that they could find Hazel and the 2 women that were described, but she was nowhere to be found. Finally, the village deemed that she had most likely been carried away by some wild beast and devoured, and her parents were inconsolable. You had tried to tell anybody who would listen what had happened, but no one believed you. They were just made-up stories of young minds wishing to avoid trouble, they had all said. Alexander had gone off to fight in the army, trying to put the memory of what had happened behind him. However, every time he had to practice fighting, he would find himself either frozen in place or cowering in the corner. Finally, after 3 weeks, he was sent back home, deemed unworthy to serve in the Queen's army. Disgraced, he returned to work for his parents, making sure Oliver was never out of his sight. Emily's once vibrant and happy nature turned cold. Aside from the few moments she spent time with her friends, she kept her head down and did her work. Her parents noticed the change in her demeanor and tried to help, but she spurned their aid. She would only confide in her friends. At one point, they had thought of sending her to New York for a change of scenery, but she had adamantly refused. Cyrus tried to keep up his performances, trying to bring smiles to his town, and more importantly to his friends. But as the depression set in and he sank further and further into a bottle, his performances suffered. He thought he was going crazy, hearing Hazel's voice even whilst awake. And he would immediately seek another drink whenever it happened. Matthew rarely emerged from the house that he shared with his mentor. Not even McMahon had seen Matthew so engrossed in his studies of the dark and the occult as he became over the next few weeks. He pored through books, neglecting to eat or sleep for days, only stopping when McMahon would nearly beat him into bed or into a bowl of soup. A man obsessed, he kept searching for a way to bring Hazel back. Because of all of them, he was the closest to where she had been taken. Douglas took Hazel's kidnapping the hardest. For the first few days, he barely ate anything, and it wasn't until the orphanage headmistress threatened to force feed him that he actually started eating. Outside of his friends, Douglas refused to talk to anyone, and even to his friends. He had only started speaking 3 words a day. All of them were Hazel. Even though the carnival affected everyone in different ways, the only thing you all had in common were the night terrors. And every dream ended the same way, with seeing Melpomene's malevolent smile, hearing Thalia's shrill laugh, and Hazel's terrified screams. Fall turns to winter, the bitterest and somberest of one you can remember. Even with the thought of Christmas around the corner, it did very little to lift your spirits. It had been a month and a half since you had disappeared and returned, and the winter solstice had arrived. You have all come to the clearing for your weekly ritual. Matthew suggested that all of you come once a week to light a candle for Hazel, as he read somewhere that the light would bring wayward spirits home. It wasn't much hope, but it was all you have for the moment. So you all dutifully come to wait for Hazel, no matter how cold it gets. What do you do?
Emily doesn't say anything, but she holds Douglas very, very close, and she has just no emotion on her face.
Douglas also has 0 emotion on his face. He can't even bring himself to say, hey, his daily Hazel once again. He just kind of looks around, just terrified. And the fact that it's cold also makes him feel even worse.
Cyrus is kind of staggering a bit. The effects of the depression and the alcohol kind of getting to him.
Alexander's just crouched up next to Oliver, who's currently laying on the ground. Just kind of whittling.
Waiting.
Does
And-
Matthew do anything?
I'm gonna say that he picks up a log of wood, and I think the spell's through one. Isn't that capable of igniting something? I thought it was.
It causes flames to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color.
So you can
Okay,
change the
so
color to the candle. You can
yes,
change
I'm
the
gonna,
color of
like-
the candle.
I'm gonna can I enhance the heat of the candle?
Sure.
Okay, I enhance the heat of the candle until a log starts catching fire, and I stick it on the ground and be like, hey, since we're gonna be here a while.
Good. Easy.
And,
stuff.
sorry.
So Matthew made a campfire.
I'll go see if I can find some more twigs.
Okay, I got it.
Alexander, while you're over here, roll perception.
But before anything happens, can I say one thing real quick?
Sure.
Sure.
Chester immediately sees the campfire and actually puts his tail right over the warmth of the heat. You can see small icicles hanging from his tail from all the tears he had to wipe off of Doug's face.
Oh,
Oh.
that hurts.
Oh,
That
This
really,
whole
really
ending
hurts.
hurts.
so
What is with you
From
and all
this
the nat
next-
20s today? Is my account lucky for you?
Maybe.
Josh is a talented swordsman.
You hear rustling coming from these bushes, from this area over here. You immediately go on guard because you have no idea who it is. But out
Could
from
be an animal.
But out from the brushes, you see a snowy white rabbit.
That's
And
as
in
white
this
as I can
rabbit's-
find, by the way.
Yes. But this rabbit, you notice, is holding something in its mouth, and it looks like parchment.
Yeah, Alexander is going. He's going to notice that the rabbit is actually moving up to them, which is going to be a little odd. He's going to see a little odd. He's going to lean down and going to grab the parchment.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you notice that it's a note. Are you going to read it out loud?
Yes. Everyone, I think you need to hear this. My little monsters. Your friend is still alive, and they're keeping her in the fortress of Deva. The gateway opens next Hallows Eve. Come and find us. Calliope Hallow.
A small bit of color starts to return to Emily's face.
Cyrus actually gains a moment of clarity.
And Douglas finally says his word of the day.
Hazel.
Bunny?
Hazel.
So, I want everyone to whoever wants to attempt a geography roll. Matthew, since you've been studying, you get to roll at advantage.
Yay.
So the
There's no
geography with
geography.
that would be just a flat intelligence check.
Okay, flat intelligence then. Sorry, I
Or
thought
would
there
it be
was a
nature?
geography.
No,
It was
that
a
would be,
nature check.
It would be probably in Pathfinder, but not in 5e.
Okay,
All
so
right, then
intelligence,
roll
not nature.
intelligence.
Got it.
So basic intelligence.
Basic intelligence.
Basic intelligence, and you get to roll it at advantage, Matthew.
Oh, wait, I didn't roll
Okay,
it
cool,
at
I got a
advantage. I gotta
20.
roll normal. Hang on. I made a mistake.
Well!
All
Nope.
right, so
I know this land.
So, from your studies, you remember coming across a map of Romania, and you know that the fortress of Deva
There we go.
is in the wilds of Transylvania.
Hey, you know the story about Vlad the Impaler?
When was Vlad the Impaler? That actually is a...
No, he was Romanian.
I know.
He might
but
have been
when?
Hungarian, but he was...
She meant what time period was he from?
Oh, he's...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was in the 1400s. We're good there. We're good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dracula didn't become a name thing until I think the 1800s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would
it's
have been.
Alexander's like, Vlad the who?
It's an old Romanian thing. We have to go. So Transylvania is in Romania, and that's where he's from. We'll probably see that as we go along. Probably see his castle. Because let's be real, if anyone's going to do anything over there, it's going to be in there.
Next Hallows Eve. We're going to have to... How many years have passed?
Just a couple of weeks.
It's
Just
a
a
month
couple-
and a half. It's a month and a half
Month.
has only passed.
Okay, month and a half has passed. All right. Next Hallows Eve. We got about 10 months to work, earn money, get a ship, go over there, and save Hazel. Alexander moves up. Alexander moves his hand over the candle, not like right over it, but just a little bit over it. Puts his hand over it. Who's with me?
Oh, Emily just slaps her hand on top of his real firmly.
Matthew
Oh.
joins too.
Oh, why not? I've already hit rock bottom. I'm in.
Hazel. And Chester puts his little crawls up Douglas's hand and puts his little paw too.
That's adorable.
Okay, as sweet as all of this is, the gateway that she mentions is like the magical gateway to the carnival kind of thing.
But yeah.
You don't have to buy a boat. Yeah.
As you look at each other, steeling yourselves, no more were you going to rely on prayers and wishes and deals with, well, you don't want to know, to bring back what you have lost. Slowly, you make your way back to the town. Tonight would be your last restful night. you would have for a very long time, for the morrow will bring on the preparations to combat the sisters. And every day, as you trained, studied, and primed yourself for the trials to come next autumn, you could almost hear Calliope's voice in your ear saying, "Until next year, my little monsters." And that is the end of the Hallows Carnival.
That was fun.
That
Thank you.
was so
great
much
and
fun.
simple.
Downer ending.
Extremely downer ending, but okay.
That was sad.
Now I
You
have to ask.
you Infinity Ward us, and I love it.
Yep.
It's ingenious, but why toy with our
Or the Empire Strikes Back. I think, actually, Empire Strikes Back might be a little bit better.
Yes.
Yeah, a
yes,
little bit
I
of hope,
did.
but a lot of sadness.
Well, I mean, I did warn Josh that this session was gonna kick him in the teeth. He wanted to be emotionally scarred. He got it.
Yep.
So the nice thing is that if you are all interested, Katie has already has machinations for next year's campaign for next year, 2-shot kind of like this.
Yes. No, I had fun with this. I'm coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd be
gay.
down for this.
This was fun.
Oh, yeah. Yearly Halloween special? Why the heck not?
Do we get to level? How much do we level up between like years?
We will
Yeah.
we will determine based on what challenges we're gonna have. Right?
Yes, because we will
Okay.
probably make it a little trickier and harder. And yeah, I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, you guys, this turned out so good.
You
I
did
might
such a
have to
good
put it-
job.
I might have to put
And
in
thank
a
you, Ari,
request.
for doing amazing with all the stuff. Thank you so much. I could not do it without you. So, mwah.
You're welcome.
I may
Hey,
have to
Ari,
put in a
too.
request, but I'll talk about that later.
I was really
Yeah.
glad about how me and Chester Ocean's 11 the
Yeah.
That
Yes.
was so fun.
So, what were some of your favorite parts? I want to know.
Out of the whole thing? Okay, that's gonna be hard.
Well,
That's-
we're at
Oh.
least at the second chapter. We might do something later when we can talk about how we like what was your favorite part in the entire Hallows Carnival, chapter 1, if you will.
Okay.
Okay, so the thing I did with Chester is one of them, but every time I was able to deny my dice rolls, he failed. No.
You always had a plan B.
I love that. I love that you were always ready, and I was like, yay!
Okay, wait. You said for this session or last session or all
Just
of
this,
Just saying.
just session or all of it. If you have like a overall, I loved this.
For the all of it moment, the part where apparently I broke you and you girls' plan for the clowns.
Yes.
And I'm so glad I got to be a part of that. That's probably the funniest part of the whole campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And
I want to count how many nat 20s I rolled this game.
You're
I'm
lucky
seriously
man.
thinking your thing might have been broken at some point.
It's
and
my
my
versus
thing
how
that it was
many
broken,
nat
so
ones
I'm
I
okay with
rolled.
this.
Jesus.
I'll keep it
And if
for
we're ta-
like when we do Shattered Wilds. Just don't tell Ellie.
And if we're talking this session, probably the fish.
the fish, yeah,
Fish.
the fish.
Holy
Like I
mackerel.
was gonna put another glove, but Ari's like, wait, let's put a fish in there. And I'm
I
like, why
wanna
a
slap
fish?
him
And she's
with a
like, why
fish.
not?
I want to slap him with a fish.
And the fact that it was Josh's character the entire time was getting pummeled was hilarious for me.
No, I just want to point out, I knew that I could generate a shadow person earlier. It's just the reason I didn't do it. No, the reason I didn't do it immediately wasn't just to be a dick to Josh. It was actually because I'm like, wait, this thing only has like 1 HP, so I'm thinking it can only trip like 1 trap and then it's gone, and I can only really do 1 of them. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna save it for a deadlier trap. So
Yeah,
when it's
I was just doing-
yeah.
Yeah, I was just doing what I felt was in Alexander's character to do. It's like he's the oldest, so he felt like he would have the responsibility to go
No, like-
forward, especially because he was kind of he. It's like he was kind of having that. He was having a little bit of that Puritan penance at the moment.
Right.
I'll put it like I'm describing how Matthew is thinking of it, but it would be a Matthew move to also be like, oh hey, yeah, totally forgot I could do this. Sorry, bro.
I
Go,
did,
Cletus.
I mean, I may not have had the best roles throughout this game, but I was so happy how y'all RP'd and just made it work.
You
Yes.
did. You really did. So who else has got a favorite moment from the session? Because I think Bliss hasn't said anything and Josh hasn't said anything.
Okay,
Okay,
my favorite.
you
my
go
favorite
first.
thing.
I'll go last. I want you guys to go.
Okay, my favorite
Oh yeah,
thing
Finn,
out of the entire
sorry.
session. The entire session?
It could be this session or the entire session, whichever.
The entire session. Honestly, that got me laughing the most was between Chester, Cyrus, and Matthew, because those three together are they're like
Chaotic
comedy
energy.
gold. It's just every
Yeah.
single time those three got together and they rim shot on something, it was pure gold. That was my favorite part by far.
Yeah. Finn?
I can say, and this is like the biggest compliment, playing Chester is the most fun I've had playing a D&D character out of all the times I've been playing. And I didn't even expect it. I thought he would just be Animal's sidekick, but he wound up being the wisecracking, kind of jerkish guy that makes
Oh my
you laugh
God.
with every
Oh my
line
God.
he said, and I'm so glad it worked out that way.
I just realized. Chester is lucid on steroids.
Yep.
Yeah! And I'm so glad I can make you guys laugh so many times. That was so much fun.
And Josh, I'm
Hello,
sorry if I
Spider
missed
Bro.
it. I just may have missed it. What was your favorite part?
Well, other than Ferdinand's heart being kicked. Sorry, not. Sorry, than Alexander's heart being kicked in the teeth. Yeah, it's yeah, just like not once, not twice, but 3 times. I enjoyed that very much. It's like, you know me, I'm an emotional masochist, but I really enjoyed the funhouse.
Yay! Oh my gosh, we were so worried about that fun house. We just want to make sure that everyone's having a good time.
Dungeons
Because I didn't.
are the
because,
worst
like,
part.
I think Bliss mentioned that she was not as big a fan as dungeoneering as some of the other people in this group. So I was like, so worried. I'm like, oh my god, is Bliss gonna hate this level?
See, I don't even like dungeoneering, so this actually was an exercise in if I could make something I liked.
Well, here's the problem with dungeoneering for me, and it's really it just depends on the level of dungeoneering here, because it's kind of like escape rooms for me, Katie. If they're advanced or even medium advanced, and they're not literal puzzles, I am not going to get it at all. I am, and I get easily frustrated because then I feel like dead weight, useless, and the only thing I'm good for is fighting at this point. And even then, the only thing I was good at during this session was intimidating a giant spider. But at least that helped.
You did a great job at that spider.
I'm like, okay, 2 highlights during the dungeon: me intimidating the spider, and 2 just having kind of a catharsis moment, not just for the character, but for myself personally.
Yeah.
That was cathartic for me, just telling myself up, hey, stop being in control all the time. You don't have to be in control. It is a problem I'm dealing with on the daily. I like to be in control of my environment and situation, and I can't all the time.
Same.
And it is infuriating. And I did kind of implement that into my character a bit. So it's like,
Also,
that felt good. Stop
Also,
being
let's
in
not
control.
forget- Let's not forget, you also saved Douglas from being snatched by the siren too.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I did.
And in
Yeah,
in return, I saved you from the spider by ripping its face off and doing it on one elf.
Yeah, pretty much.
I also want to know, what did you think of Pentaface? We have been so excited to show that one off. We asked Green Scorpion's fiance to make that picture, and we're just like, oh my gosh, we really hope they're creeped out by this guy.
I wish we saw him more. We only saw him at the beginning and end. I would
Nightmare
like to
Before Christmas. Holy cow.
We were
Yeah.
so we were so proud of her. This art we just love.
Mhm.
It was
This is
great.
all
Again, I wish we saw
A
more.
realistic version of the Nightmare Before Christmas mare.
Yeah,
Also,
that was so creative, guys. Honestly, I love that. That is. I think that's probably our favorite NPC.
Yes.
Yes, I was actually inspired. There's this TV show called Escape the Night, which is like escape room on steroids with YouTubers. And one of the characters was a four-faced guy, and I'm like, I want something like this, but I don't want to do four faces because that's complete plagiarism. And Ari's like, how about five faces? I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Hashtag Pentaface Season 2.
Yes.
Pentaface spin-off.
Yeah, so I guess everybody loved Pentaface as the NPC. Also, I'm surprised, Bliss, so you've never noticed. Ari, can you pull up Melpomene, Thalia, and Calliope onto the screen so everyone can
Sure.
see?
I'm pretty sure I did notice. I just didn't want to say anything. Yep. Wait for it. Yep. Hello,
Notice
three
the three.
witches.
It's the three. We based them off the three Sanderson sisters.
I
from
know you
Hocus
did.
Pocus.
I knew you
You're gonna
did.
be
I
cheeky
just
for
didn't want to
saying,
ruin
"I'm gonna
it.
be cheeky."
I thought you were gonna say you based them off the Three Stooges.
No, I knew what they were doing. I just didn't want to ruin the moment. I wasn't
And speaking of references, bravo for incorporating Spooky's House of Jump Scares in there.
like,
Yes.
okay, it's like, okay, they ripped off Hocus Pocus, check. They got the Headless Horseman cliche, check. A giant spider, check. Okay, we got a little bit of Nightmare. Ah, there he is.
Now I just need some Coraline up in this.
Coraline, how about some Mr. Boogedy?
Yes, Mr.
No,
Oogie Boogie.
I will not do Mr. Boogedy.
Yes, Mr. Boogedy.
Fox. He
You
will
will
save his
do
fox.
You will do
Well,
Boo. You will do Candyman. Oh God, I hate Candyman. And you will do Chucky.
funny enough, I'm actually wearing my new Chucky T-shirt while playing this.
How about oh wait, no, that's sci-fi. Never mind. Damn it. Oh, how about some graboids?
What was that?
How about some graboids?
All right.
Maybe.
So
You
Yeah,
wanna?
what we need. I still need to show you Tremors 2 because
Yeah, you showed me Tremors 1, and it should not be as good as it is.
I love Tremors 2. That's like my favorite movie. Out of all the sequels, that is my favorite one. I argue it's better than the first.
all right, guys, I am gonna end the recording.
Yeah, so until next year, all my friends, have pleasant nightmares. Bye.